I'm going to be playing the 1-4-5 progression in the key of D up and down the neck using my closest moves. So for the key of D, the 1 chord would be a D, then the 4 chord would be a G, and then the 5 chord would be an A. So playing that as close to the nut as I can to start off, I would be in the 5th position for the D chord, then the 3rd position for the G chord, and the 2 position for the A chord. So altogether it'd be like. Next, I would move my D from the 5 to the 1 position, which would make it more like a C. Then I would change my G chord to the 4 position from the 3 position, which would be more like an E. And then the A, I would go from the 2 position to the 3 position, making it more like a G chord, which would be like this. So that progression would be like this. Then next, I would move my 1 position D to the 2 position D, making it more like an A chord, which would be like this. Then I would change my 4 position G to the 5 position G, which would be more like a D chord, something like this. And then the A chord I would change from the 3rd position to the 4th position, which would be more like an E chord, which would be like this. So that progression would be more like. So next I would change from the 2 position of the D chord to the 3 position, which would make it more like a G shape, which would be right here. Then I would go from the 5 position of the G chord, which is more like a D shape, to the 1 position, which would be more like a C shape, so that would be right here. Then I'd go from the 4 position of the A chord to the 5 position, which would be more like a D chord. So that progression would be like this. And then finally I would go from the G or the 3 position of the D chord to the 4 position, which would be more like an E, which would be right here. And then from the 1 shape of the G chord, I would change that to a 2 shape, which would be more like an A, which would be right here. And then I would go from the 5th position of the A chord into the 1 position, which would make it more like a C chord, which would be right here. So that progression would be.